Yo, what is going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me for another manga chapter review. And in today's video, we're going to be going ahead and covering the newest chapter of Black Clover, chapter 326, titled Brothers. And before we jump into the video, guys, I just want to go ahead and say thank you guys so much for your most recent support on my last video. It really just motivates me even more to keep these manga chapter reviews coming. I am working on quite a few projects for me to release within the coming days, so you guys will be having a bunch of videos coming your way. So I still have to get to the My Hero chapter review because that one is just absolutely crazy, and I need to cover that. So I mean, yeah, there really isn't too much to talk about before we jump into the video, but if you guys aren't subscribed yet, consider sticking around and subscribing, as I will be doing a plethora of anime and manga related content. If you guys really do enjoy anime and manga as much as I do, please consider subscribing, as it really helps the channel out greatly. I still can't believe we're at over 100 subscribers. You guys are just you guys are ridiculous. You guys are crazy. And if you guys did like today's chapter, let me know what you guys thought of it in the comment section below. What did you think of the chapter as a whole, and what do you think is going to happen in the next chapter? I'm really interested to hear your guys' theories. You guys always have absolutely killer theories in the comment section, so it'll be really interesting to see what you guys have to say on this chapter and what you guys think may or may not happen next chapter. And lastly, guys, if you guys did like the video, go ahead and hit that like button. It greatly supports the video as well as the channel to help us grow the community, as well as get more like-minded people clicking on the video. That way we can just have more discussion in the comment section, and that way we can just grow the community and just have a bunch of people that really like anime and manga. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and just jump into the chapter already. So starting off the chapter, we are immediately thrown back into where the previous chapter had ended. We see a panel of Lucifero getting ready to deal with both Yuno and Asta. With the fates of both looking very grim, suddenly both Yami and Noct unleash a joint magic attack called Doppelganger Combo Magic. Unfortunately, their attempts are met with both being impaled and stopped dead in their tracks by Lucifero. With Asta and LIEBE looking onward to both Captain and Vice Captain, LIEBE says, "I'm sorry, LICITA." With LIEBE uttering these words, Asta is then sucked into a vortex of LIEBE's inner thoughts. Seeing LIEBE's memories of LICITA and how ultimately she died saving LIEBE from Lucifero, not knowing exactly what just happened, Asta says, "What the hell was that?" LICITA was killed, and then he spent all those years inside the grimoire. It's because he kept cursing devils that he gained the power of anti-magic. With Asta left to ponder the situation that he just saw, LIEBE is being left to lament for his weaknesses for not being able to avenge LICITA. He says that he will never forgive Lucifero, but also he will never forgive himself. Finally uttering these last words of guilt, he says, "Mom, I'm sorry." We then see a younger incarnation of Asta, now realizing all the pain LIEBE has endured without him knowing. Asta now telling LIEBE that it is only through their hardships they face that they were both able to meet. Now combining their strengths and hardships, Asta tells LIEBE, "Thank you." Asta, giving words of encouragement now to LIEBE, tells him that it is only because of him that he is able to fight at all, telling him, "Together we can do this." Asta's words resonating through LIEBE now gives him a new perspective and vigor on his life and their position in this battle. With both boys joining each other, Asta tells LIEBE, "Let's do this, brother." With the final panel of the chapter showing Asta re-entering Devil Union, he tells Lucifero, "How dare you kill my partner's mother?" As the chapter ends, we readers are left on yet another deadly cliffhanger. Will Asta and LIEBE be able to overcome the odds and avenge LICITA? And alright, guys, this is going to go ahead and wrap up the synopsis portion of the chapter. Now let's just go ahead and jump on over into my overall thoughts and reviews of the chapter as a whole. And holy shit, guys, man, was this chapter absolutely fire. I mean, listen, you guys know what I'm going to say, right? You guys know what I'm going to say. I feel like I blinked and this chapter was over, but it's crazy how much he was able to jam pack within this chapter. I feel like this chapter was very short, but I feel like there was just a lot going on within the chapter as well. So it's just crazy that there was that much in this chapter. Like, I just seeing sort of Asta finally be able to see LIEBE's memories of LICITA is just absolutely like amazing. Like, that was such a a feel-good moment, right? Even though they are in the middle of getting like their shit pushed in by Lucifero, it was a very good feel-good moment for Asta to finally see that. And I mean, I don't know if anybody else finds that funny, but like, you know, Asta's like, "Oh, you know, I won't forgive you for killing my my partner's mom." So it's like, you know, you could still see like the ignorance on Asta's part, as he, you know, clearly can't see that that's his mom, because, you know, obviously he would have no recollection of LICITA because she gave him up to the church like when he was a newborn. So obviously he wouldn't be like, "Oh, that's my mom. Like, that's crazy. Like, you knew my mom." Like, so I wonder if Yuki Tabata will ever like explore that, or if it's just gonna kind of be like, "Oh, you know, LICITA was your mom." Like, Asta's acknowledging that LICITA was LIEBE's mom, but not so much his mom. You know, LIEBE has, you know, when LIEBE allied with Asta, when Noct had him do the devil like pact, LIEBE did acknowledge that Asta was just like LICITA. So I don't know if LIEBE particularly knows that Asta is LIEBE's son, but or if LICITA is Asta's son. That would be weird. But yeah, I don't know if LIEBE entirely knows that LIEBE is Asta's LIEBE's son. I'm I'm stumbling over my words because, like, I'm currently looking at all the panels just to get another reference of everything I want to talk about. But yeah, I'm very interested to see if they're going to explore that, and if Asta will ever get clarity as to his father, because that will be pretty interesting to see if we ever get to see that, because they obviously, as of now, they have not explored that at all. But it is very interesting to see a lot of narrative from LIEBE again being brought up in this chapter. And I feel like when Asta sort of was talking to LIEBE, when he was like on his knees crying and sad that he couldn't avenge LICITA, I feel like that was just absolutely like crazy. Because if you guys look through the panel, it starts out with Asta like being a kid. Like, it starts out with him being like young Asta, and as he's talking to LIEBE, every panel you see him like getting older, until eventually like we see him where he is now, walking towards LIEBE and, like, you know, putting him on his shoulder and saying, "Let's do this, brother." So I feel like that is something that's going to go over a lot of people's head, is just seeing that sort of like that like exchange with Asta, like acknowledging LIEBE's like past and his pain. He was going through, it was essentially Asta going through his whole life, it like with LIEBE, right? Like, just kind of like mirroring LIEBE. So I feel like that was just an absolute spot on job by Yuki Tabata. I feel like that was just absolutely just great to see, and now that just made the moment that much more heartfelt and intense. So I mean, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen next chapter, because I wonder if Asta's going to get another Devil Union sort of power up, because I'm not quite sure. Because if we see, right, the last panel, we have the Devil Union of Asta, and it kind of looks different from his past Devil Union forms. And also we get to see his Black Bull's garment on his shoulder, which was not present whenever he used to go into Devil Union. So this gives me the impression that Asta is getting a new Devil Union form, because, as I said before, if we look at the horns, they're drastically different than any of like his previous Devil Union forms. And then also to sort of like reinforce that, if we look in the final panel where he tells Lucifero, "How dare you kill my partner's mother," he has the Black Bull's sort of robe or like garment on. So both of the new visuals on his Devil Union were not present in any of the past ones, right? So I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below, but I'm looking and I don't see his Black Bull garment on him at all, and as well as I don't see a thorn going on his forehead like it is. I just remember him sort of having the two side angular horns. So this is very, very interesting to see Asta getting another Devil Union power up. Now I wonder what sort of attack it's going to be, because the last one we saw was the Infinity Slash when he saved Yami, essentially Yami and Vangeance. So I'm interested to see if there's going to be a new attack from him, or it's perhaps maybe it's just an evolution of his previous Devil Union form to where he can go even longer now, to where the time limit on Devil Union has increased maybe to like 15 or 20 minutes now. So there's still a lot that we have to find out, but it's just really great to see all of these things coming together in this chapter. Like I said, this chapter was very short, but within it I feel like there was just a lot of context and a lot of good stuff within the chapter. So overall, I'm gonna give this chapter a 10 out of 10. It was just absolutely awesome. So I don't really see the complaint for it being too short, just because there was a lot of jam packed in it, and also we got some color panels, which was really, really cool to see. So yeah, so like guys, I'm tongue tied. This chapter was so awesome. But I mean, Yuki Tabata, he's just been on a crazy hot streak ever since Lucifero came out. He just, like, every chapter has been absolutely like just balls to the wall, just like you're getting a crazy chapter like next week after next week after next week after next week. So I'm very happy to see this sort of hot streak being this long, because sometimes I find in manga, like, some like arcs and stuff like that, like it'll have like a 8 chapter like streak where it's just crazy, and then it'll have like a, you know, a deload chapter of like a chapter or 2 or 3, and then it'll ramp back up, you know, 10 or so chapters. But these chapters are just absolutely like spot on, and I just am so excited. Every chapter brings out a new level of excitement. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the review there, guys. So I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below, especially on this Devil Union form. Do you guys think this is a new Devil Union form? Do you think his time on his Devil Union form was extended? Or do you think I'm being crazy and I'm just kind of like seeing things I didn't see before? But I'm pretty sure this is like an evolution of his previous Devil Union form. So you guys let me know that in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys thought of the video, and let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the next chapter. But without that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. If you guys do enjoy anime and manga related content, please consider sticking around and subscribing, as I'll be bringing even more content your guys' way. And if you did like today's video, go ahead and hit that like button. It greatly helps out the channel as well as the video. But with all that out of the way, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign out, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.